Good evening, everybody. We are back. It is a thankful Thursday, and we are here to recap the latest episode of Married to Medicine, Season 12, Episode 12, Five Love Languages. Okay, Diva? And apparently, some of the couples don't know each other's love language, which would hint why some of these people don't need to be hosting the couples trip, as I've been saying, Diva. But we'll get into that later on. Good evening, Auntie.
Don't do that. Don't do that on Thankful Thursday now. Don't be trying to fight me on Thankful Thursday. Child, listen. They all the best. So whoever hosted.
Listen, I was here for the whole
Toya and Eugene. That's my couple right there.
T and E, okay?
Let me tell you something. I'm looking for me and Eugene.
Listen, Toya and Eugene have really, literally, they've been here since, season one? Literally, they've been here since season one. And if we want to keep it real, Diva, Toya is the reason that the show is where it is today. She was the one that got into the fight with Mariah. Okay.
You better talk about it. You better get the flowers where they do.
The Streets of Detroit came out. She said, "Oh no, bitch, not today."
And let's be clear, Royaire, she is married to medicine, my love.
Married to medicine, my love. Okay, that man worked 17,000 hours at the hospital. She married to medicine, okay?
Not 17,000.
In 1 week. You drive across state lines to go to work, okay?
He crossed the Mason-Dixon line to go to work. Oh my God. Not 17,000 hours in 1 week.
Oh my God. Come through Mason-Dixon.
Holla at Eugene, okay?
Holla out to T and E, okay? Because they doing it, all right?
He's taking care of his family.
His family and everybody else, okay? Because listen, he got all the hours, okay? This why ain't no jobs open, because Eugene working all the hours.
And remember, he said the nurses want him on their shift. That's what he said.
They be begging that he come back to work on their shift, okay? The men and the women, okay? It just ain't the women, Diva, it's the men too. Oh my God. Well, listen, everybody, we are here. We are back. It is a wonderful Thursday. Diva, the weather is heating up down here. We had a nice, beautiful day today. Hopefully, y'all's weather is, getting...
next week is going to be historic numbers.
Okay.
But right now it's raining, but listen, Royaire, give me anything but that snow. And I did get me, I'm preparing for next year. I got me a Snow Joe, the battery operator.
You will not be stranded in the snow next year, okay?
I was out there 5 hours shoveling my little face.
One shovel at a time.
But not next year, baby. She got Snow Joe.
How you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna go out there, boom, 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 and come back in my house.
Look, now you can help a neighbor too.
Listen, I had to take breaks, warm my hands up, my feet.
Hilarious.
You know what, Royaire? Not to be all side note here, but I'm getting me some Uggs. I'm getting me, the suits they wear when they go skiing?
Yes. Not a ski suit. You gonna put some overalls on.
No, next year the snow won't win, honey. The snow beat me down this year, but next year I'm gonna be ready. They said you got to stay ready, okay?
Stay
So you
ready so you ain't got to
ready.
get ready. Okay. I know that's right.
Yes.
Well, listen, people, we are live on both channels, Chronicles of the Gray Haired Diva and Royaire's World. So make sure you hit the like button on both of our channels. If you're not a subscriber, please make sure you subscribe and hit that share button. Let the people know we are live and we are recapping the latest episode of Married to Medicine Season 12, Episode 12, The 5 Love Languages. But before we jump into that, let's go ahead and jump into our street news. Okay, well, Diva, listen, I know we just finished recapping, and everyone, good evening. I know we finished just recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac. You know, it was a rough season, specifically for our girl, Miss Wendy Osefo. Well, news has been dropped in these last probably about 48 hours, I want to say. I know, Diva, earlier when we were talking about this case when it first was released, I know Wendy and Eddie were trying to be tried in separate trials. Well, first it was denied. Well, we got a recent update that the trials will be dealt with separately, okay? So it looks like the Real Housewives of Potomac star Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband Eddie will reportedly no longer face trial together in their ongoing fraud case. According to U.S. Weekly, court records show the couple appeared in court on Wednesday, where both reportedly waived their rights to a speedy trial within 180 days of their first court appearance. Podcast host Tira Farrison, who says she was present in the courtroom, claimed the couple will now be tried separately. Records from the Carroll County Circuit Court Clerk's Office also show the no pleas were entered during the hearing. The status update where both cases have been scheduled for May 20th. If you recall, like they said, the couple were arrested back in October of 2025 in Winchester, Maryland on charges including insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and making false police statement to an officer. The couple later posted a $50,000 bond. Each of them were released from custody. And so Wendy did kind of talk about that as well on the reunion last week when she shared, they got arrested, they took their picture, and they were released and able to come home and be with their children the next day. Diva, this story, I mean, when I tell you, it's been unfolding before our eyes, of course, but I am still in just disbelief that Eddie and Wendy are in this situation. I think, in my opinion, it is better that they are tried separately because maybe we have an opportunity where if found guilty, maybe one individual will be found guilty and then the other won't, so that then at least somebody can stay home with the children versus them both being found guilty and then the kids got to go out of the parents' custody altogether. I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it. As we have been talking about throughout the season, it does not look good for Wendy and Eddie. They have emails, they have voice documentations, they have, the false police reports, they have all of this evidence stacked against them. And I just think it'll be better if they're tried separately. That's just me, but we'll see, how things kind of roll out. But I would love to hear what you think about this. And also y'all in the comment section, feel free to leave your opinions as well.
They need to take a plea deal. Listen, unfortunately in our society, the cops get a bad rap, right? Every time we hear about the cops, it's on a bad note. But let's be clear when it comes to the police. They know how to investigate. A lot of them, they could tell when somebody lying. And they know when something in the water ain't clean. So I feel like forget about these separate trials. Their lawyers need to do a plea deal, right? Because when the cops come to arrest you and they telling you that they arrested you because there was no burglary, Houston, there's a problem. Now, do I think
Diva, look, Diva. Did y'all find the burglars? Y'all got the
okay. So it's just very. My heart does break for them. Let me be clear, Royaire. It really does, and my heart breaks for them because I feel like on if we do crimes on levels, there's people out there doing some really, really, really bad things, right? And I do think they got outside of themselves, and it's very easy to overspend. It really is. And I think they got beside themselves. I think their ego got bigger than who they were, but I think it was more on Wendy's part than Eddie's when it comes to the ego, so to speak. In the designer clothes, in the hair, in the plastic surgeries, it was a lot. And all of that caused money. So I just say that I wish they would do a plea deal. I don't think that this is going to be a terms of found not guilty. I just don't. The evidence is overwhelming. So unless Wendy or Eddie lawyer actually go out there and find the burglar and produce them to the cops. When your ring cam footage don't got nobody on it, not even shadows going by, and you talk about you was robbed. Come on. Let me tell you, Roya, I got a little camera. I got a camera. I'm not even big time. I got security up in this piece. I got a camera in my window. I got my Ring doorbell. You not coming for the Diva stuff. It took me a long time to get it. Okay. Wait, hold on 1 second here. Hold on. You see this? You see my camera? This is
let the people know you secure, okay?
Google.
Clink locked down, girl.
Okay. Honey, she got the 2-bedroom townhouse on lock.
Listen.
I ain't playing with these people. Don't come up over here acting no fool. Bust in here and take my Coach bag. We ain't doing that, okay?
Come on, Coach. Yes. No, they my favorite, okay? You bust up in here if you want to.
But I say all that to say, Royaire, I think as much as she wanted to say Karen was in denial, I think she in denial.
Ooh.
And I think that she need to wake up real quick and real fast. And both their lawyers need to knock it off and see if they can get a plea deal, pay some restitution. You understand what I'm trying to say? And stay out of jail. I would tell them I'll do a plea deal that's going to keep me out of jail. And I'll even wear an ankle monitor.
Come on, house arrest.
House arrest.
You know what? And we can move on after this if you're finished. This kind of reminds me of the Jussie Smollett situation.
Yeah. Oh, he got out of that though.
Yeah.
He did some Houdini trick.
Listen, he found him 2 guys that told them, listen, I will pay you if y'all will act like that y'all tied me.
That's why I told you if they could produce the burglar, they're going to be good.
That's when you said that. I thought about him.
Yeah. Jussie Smollett, he did the Houdini. And to this day, if you ask Jussie about that whole situation, he gonna tell you somebody put a noose around him and mugged him. Period.
Look, Diva. Listen, we are sitting in.
He had the whole gay community behind him.
A scheme that Jesse set up to come to us with the bush.
Well, honey, you wasn't putting that man behind no bars.
Mm-mm.
He acted a whole fool. I ain't never seen nobody able to get away with that. He acted a whole fool in that jail, and 2 days later, he was home.
Free. Free, okay.
Yeah, you killing me with this street news, but I love it.
Listen, I am here for it.
Prayers up to Eddie and Wendy.
Eddie and Wendy, yes. Yes, and shout out to little Cam. So she was the main witness to all of this. We need to interview Cam, okay? We need to know what Cam saw, because that's where the real story lies.
It's shame on Wendy. Shame on Wendy. Now, when that police station called and asked to bring Cam down to the station.
I don't want to hear she no minor. I don't want to hear nothing about she don't know what she talking about. Because sis says she got 2 phones and an iPad, okay?
Okay. And she was about to get another one.
And she hooked to all the security systems, so she see it all, okay?
No, Monique said if they start talking to Cam, Wendy in trouble. See, Wendy should have do that.
Cam was the eyewitness. But listen, that was our street news. As Diva said, of course, we are definitely wishing Eddie and Wendy the best in this situation. As this continues to roll out. I know they did have a court date in April, but obviously that got pushed back to May with all of the recent information that has come out. So we'll be looking forward to May to see how
Wendy trial starts in May.
In May, okay.
They were trying to find her a court date in March.
In March, I did see that. In the other. God bless. Well, listen, y'all, let's go on and jump right into our nightly recap, our recap for tonight. Married to Medicine, episode 12, season 12, the 5 love languages. Diva, this episode was very interesting to me. We have a lot of double standards in this group that I'm really fed up with. We have a lot of people that like to play like they're so innocent, but you're just as much as the problem as the next. And then we have our people that want to stay silent and allow the foolishness to continue to roll out and want to act and play like they don't know what's why everybody else is so upset. But we'll get into this, okay? So, we have our check-in scenes. We love our moment check-ins, with the doctors and the wives. We have first up Dr. Mimi and Stevie. They're getting ready for the night. Stevie said he having a little cup of tea. And Mimi said, "Is that a cup of Don Perry?" Listen, it don't look like no tea to me. It looked like some Don Julio that you're trying to sip on and drink, okay? He said he just trying
to... Before you finish, Royaire, let me just throw this in real quick. They're a cute couple. I wish they would be authentic. And maybe people like
there it is. And that's what it is. They're not authentic. They're not true. Yeah. Y'all playing it up for the cameras.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Yeah, because that's so true. They're playing it up for the cameras, and you know who they remind me of? Heavenly and Damon, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
We want to talk about them when you get to it.
Oh, yes, we are. Scott and Contessa, they're Contessa, she's got some cologne or some unisex perfume. And so, she said, "Here, Scott, try it." Scott said he don't want that. He good. He don't trust Contessa. She be trying to play him out. So they had a little moment together. And then we have this situation with Angel and Bernard. Bernard is coming to Jamaica on the last day. Apparently, she told Bernard about it. And so, he's decided to change his mind last minute and come. So she says she'll let Eugene and Toya know that he's coming and, they'll have separate rooms or whatever. I was just like, why are you here? What is your purpose? I'm just not feeling Angel at all. You're not married to Medicine, my love. This is not for you.
And Bernard was right in that room with her, by the way, just so you know.
Busting the windows out her wall. So we have our first moment with Eugene and Toya. They're getting ready for the night couples dinner for tonight. Eugene wants to, play some good games tonight. It is traditional for the couples trip that at the dinner we have some conversation, we have some games, and we have a good time. He wants to make sure that we're having light fun tonight. No drama, no issues, no BS. Toya says she's down for a game, okay? But she wants Eugene's full participation, okay? She don't want to be fussing and fighting and arguing with her man. She don't want to have to beg and plead and holler for him to do anything. I just need your full participation. And he said he's here for it, okay? Toya, she also wants Eugene to kind of calm down when it comes to this whole heavenly situation, and her behavior. Eugene is very passionate, at this point when it comes to how the ladies treat his wife, okay? Eugene said that he does not disrespect his wife, and you're not going to disrespect her either, okay? He's had enough. He does not like the way that Heavenly continues to talk to her, and he's not going to continue to take it. But Toya said, listen, I got this. It's not all the ladies. It's just Heavenly. And I just want you to, control your anger and be okay, because we're going to make it work tonight, all right? Eugene, of course, does not like the way, also Heavenly talks about their finances. Why does that have to be the first thing that you bring up every time that we are involved in some kind of situation in regards to money? It's not necessary. Yeah, they was bankrupt, 15 years ago, Diva? And then again 10 years ago? And then one more time 5 years ago? They've learned their lesson, okay? They're good. Eugene is working 17,000 hours. He got the money now. They okay. Leave it be. So those were the first opening scenes. Anything on those things before we jump into the couple's dinner?
Yes, I love those scenes. I love them with everything, right? So, like I said, with Dr. Mimi and Steve, I really wish they would be authentic, and we probably would really get to know them, who they are, and we probably would really like them. Because right now, I'm just thinking phony, fake, and whatever. But that's Mimi and Steve. Contessa and Scott, you know what? I'm so happy for this turnaround with them. When we had that horrible season where they was going through it and they was about to break up, and she was in this state, he was in that state, and it was just a mess. And it stressed me out. So now we now we in recovery mode. I love these two together, and I will always say this about Married to Medicine. I love the fact that these ladies are with their husbands, and they go through it with their husbands, and they stay with their husbands. I love it. It's a good representation of Black families staying together and raising their kids. So give it up to Married to Medicine. I don't give a darn what none of these other shows say. These ladies came on the show with their husbands, and with the exception of Carl, and I'm not giving any shade, they're still with their husbands. So I love it. And I love Contessa and Scott together. It's a beautiful thing. And I just love what Contessa has grown into be. Even in Contessa's confessionals, she's giving nothing but love.
It's a different energy. It's a different, I think, because, and not to cut you off, sorry. I think because, you know how they say Diva tragedy either pulls you apart or brings you closer together?
Yeah.
Your eyesight is nothing to play with. I can't imagine, being at risk of losing my eyesight. And so I think that has drawn a closeness with Contessa and Scott, or at least a peace with one another, that they can cohabitate and be okay with one another. And I can tell, in my opinion, that it has drawn them closer, and I see that genuine like for each other again. For a while we had missed out on it. When they first came along, I seen it. I was like, okay, this is a couple. We had a couple of rocky seasons, but it seems like they're back on stable ground. And I love that from them. I love that.
I do too. I love it. Bernard and Angel. So here's the problem on Royaire. Angel is using Bernard. So it's a couple's trip. She was going to be the only one there that wasn't coupled up.
Yes.
Because Brandy's husband came for 2.2 seconds, but we'll get there. That was the most dumbest thing ever, but we'll get to that, right? But Quad had came. So she legit was going to be the only one there that wasn't coupled up. And Bernard peeped that. He peeped that. It pretty much was saying like the only reason why you brought me here is because you're the only one that wasn't coupled up. And I do believe that she didn't explain it to him for what it was. She duped him into coming and he came. You understand?
For sure.
And then to me, she almost did what I'm gonna call an Ashley moment. She tried to play him out on the screen.
Yes.
She tried to play him out on the screen, and I didn't like that. And he was like, "Yo," he kept it calm. And this would be the second time she played him out because he got played out when Toya at the family reunion was like, "Yo, your boo was trying to get me to hook up with somebody." So I wasn't really here, like you said. I'm not here for Angel. I'm not liking the way Angel has come on and she's presenting herself. She needs to do better if she wants to stay. And you know what? We'll get to her. Now, Toya and Eugene, you know, that's my couple. I love them. Okay. So I think what Eugene is trying to do, because the fans, you know, they want to say, you know, I hate when people want to judge a man about whether how he steps up or how he responds or how he lets Toya, you know, deal with him or whatever the case may be. I think as a result of all of the fan noise, he's trying to move differently on the screen, right? And so, but I still love Eugene because at the end of the day, he is Team Toya, and that's what I'm talking about. And let's be clear, Heavenly thinks she could talk to her all kind of sideways. She be coming at Toya's neck, but one thing about Toya, she can hold her own. She can hold her own. And so, you know, and you can tell by the conversation that Toya and Eugene had side conversations where he told her, "I'm sick of Heavenly talking to you like that."
Right.
Because she said, "I know you want me to come at her, but because he's just over it." And you know what? Do better. You move on from the finances. One thing I will say about them, maybe they didn't make it. They a young couple though. Right. A lot of young couples make some bad financial mistakes, but you want to give this up to them, they will cover from everyone. Because like you said, yeah, he will work 17 jobs before he let his Toya fall in the gutter. Okay.
They will not be on the street corner.
They will not. If his Toya wants a home built from the ground up, he gonna get it for her.
He going down past the Mason-Dixon line.
He don't play about his boo.
Excuse me.
So I know, like, get over the finance thing. It's get over it. But yeah, I like them. So yeah, it was good. It was good opening scenes.
Educated Female said, "Hey everyone, good evening. It seems like Angel was playing games with Bernard and he is over it." I would agree. Yeah. I would agree. And when we get to that scene, we'll definitely talk about it because I felt that energy as well. Definitely did. So we're gonna roll into the couples night dinner, Diva. So just a reminder. I am 50 gold. She can have it for. Eugene gonna give her the world, okay? Listen.
You better find me a Eugene, okay?
That man will bend the world for Toya. And if you listen, I'm here for a world bender. Come and bend my world, okay?
Cheers to Eugene and Toya.
Eugene and to T&E. Shout out to T&E.
Not a forest in the closet. Oh my God.
Listen, Lawson says Angel isn't needed on Married to Medicine. She adds nothing. I think they could keep the couples. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I don't know anything to be factual or true. I feel that Quad needed a sidekick, a little buddy, you know, that she could tell what to do and run around. And she brought Angel because that's all Angel been doing was literally just riding Quad's back, you know. Wherever Quad is, she is, you know. Quad supports her. They do their thing. That's just what I've been taking from it. But I'm not feeling her at all. But So we are in night 2 of the couples trip, and so we are headed to dinner. Toya and Eugene are hosting dinner tonight. They bring all the couples come. Everybody's here. Everybody's present in order. We have assigned seating. Everybody is sitting in their assigned seats. Brandy opens up by sharing that her husband Shamar, unfortunately, their daycare situation, childcare situation fell through, and so he's not going to be able to come till tomorrow. He's just going to stay for the day, and then he's going to fly out and fly back home. And she'll be flying back home because her kids have school the next day. Let me say this, okay? Brandy is going to shout out her man at every turn she gets, okay? She said that's what a real husband does. He steps in when the other can't, okay? Listen, she was so grateful to him for her birthday party, the dinner that he hosted and paid for and threw for her. He's staying at home with the kids. She said she loved her man. And ain't nobody gonna sit up here and talk about him, okay? I said, well, all right, Brandy, let us know your man is coming last minute. At least he's showing up, okay? He's coming to support you. So I'll give her that, but whatever. Toya wanted to do an icebreaker game, and she wanted the couples to share their love language. The only difference is she wanted the couples to share what their spouse's love language is. Okay? And so we went around the room and gave quick. She said for Eugene, I know Eugene's is words of affirmation, all right? He loves to be affirmed. And so listen, the confessional was hilarious with Cecil and Simone. Because she said, well, I don't know, because she be saying some things about him. And Simone said, well, listen, they're words of confirmation that he's not doing what he's supposed to do. I said, well, come on now. Y'all leave Eugene alone, leave Toya alone. Now, when it came to Cecil and Simone, Cecil was unsure of Simone's love language. Now, Diva, we've been together 30 years. We done hosted at least 10 out of the 12 couples trips that we done been on. And Cecil, you don't know Simone's love language? Problematic. I was like, okay. 31 years, we don't know the love language of each other. Y'all need to go to some counseling again. Because it ain't working. Quad said that she needs word to be affirmed by her word. The things that she's done, she needs words of affirming. King said acts of service and quality time, unless they're mad at each other. If they mad at each other, they ain't dealing with each other. Damon, Heavenly said that Damon likes physical touch. Mimi said that her husband liked words of affirmation. And then Contessa said that Scott likes physical touch, okay? And then apparently Curtis likes physical touch too. But apparently Jackie is in debt in the physical touch area. Which is why Curtis is flying out the country every other week to go get his physical touch taken care of, okay? So, Toya then brings up a situation, after the game is played, they get ready to eat and everything. And so Toya said, Mimi, I meant to call and check on you, because I heard that you, may have been a little bit unsure about coming on the trip, and not feeling comfortable, with me hosting the trip. And so Mimi said, well, I that's not exactly what I said. My statement is Toya a safe friend? And so Simone then popped up and said, well, you mentioned that you were unsure about Toya, hosting the trip. You may not feel comfortable with that because of, basically the girls' trip. Mimi felt that the girls' trip, when Heavenly and Simone were having their issue, Toya interjected. And so Mimi tried to interject to kind of get Toya out of the situation. And she felt a little attacked by Toya, once they started getting into it. Now, here was my thing with that whole situation, right? Mimi, you inserted yourself in a situation that you didn't have no business about. You're just getting in the group. You're not even a good 2 years old yet. Because last year you was just a friend of. You just now getting, your full-time check now. And you're concerned about Toya and Simone's friendship, but you're not concerned about all the foolishness that Heavenly be having going on yet again. I'm really confused. And you did say that you had a problem with Toya hosting the trip. Where's your standing on business? You want everybody else to stand on business and speak the truth and say how they feel and address the feel. Why aren't you doing the same? Because you said what you said. You questioned whether or not Toya was a good friend of Simone, and you questioned about Toya and Eugene hosting the trip. So now you questioning Toya and Eugene. And she said, you know, I just want to make sure that they're safe people. Well, Eugene said the only way you're gonna know if we're safe is if we genuinely spend time together.
You better come on, Eugene.
I said, come through, Eugene. Let the people know.
How he doing therapy and she the therapist?
Because he working 17,000 hours. He got all the job qualifications, okay?
Girl, I'm like, girl, you sound stupid. I told you she need to crack the book back open.
You said it. You said it.
I said, he's speaking, he's dropping jewels, and you the therapist.
Missing it all.
Girl.
I'll stop here, Diva, because the next little portion is a little bigger. So anything on that first part?
You know, I love these couple trips. I'm here for it. That's why I watch. Honey, when they go on these trips and they interact and they all got to be in each other's face for a certain period of time. I love it. I'm here for it. And I love it that we actually all have couples. Okay, all the couples come out there with their spouses looking good. You know, when it comes to these love languages and these books and how people say you should handle your relationships in your life, I want to believe that, Royaire, whatever works for you and your mate works for you and your mate. Forget this textbook that said you got to do this, you got to do that. So the fact that Cecil didn't know her love language or whatever the case may be, why would we be shocked when she was just screaming about 3 episodes ago that nobody cares about her? It was her son. He said, I do, Mom. So am I shocked that he don't know the love language? Like, no, but do that mean anything to me? No. These two, they know each other. They've been together forever. What are they, 30 years in?
31 years.
They've been together forever. He know her at the end of the day. She know him. A Donna love language, because even though Jackie knows Curtis' love language, she still says she in the hole. She still don't get it. She still ain't touching him. So good is it if you know the love language and you ain't doing it? It don't make no sense, right? You ain't abiding by their love language, so you know it, and it means what? You got to do something.
I think it would help them in their communication. I think it would help Simone and Cecil in their communication.
Not one couple at that table got it right, and they even whether they know the love language or not. Queen, Quad, and King is so disrespectful to Quad now. It's a quiet disrespect. And that's why Contessa said in the confessional, something in the water ain't clean. It's a quiet disrespect, but he disrespected her. But you know what though? That's what Quad get. She was a kiki and a ha with Sweet Tea and her ex-husband was up on the show. She thought it was all funny, trying to mock them or whatever. And now this man is straight playing you out on the screen every chance he get. He's disrespectful. I brought you to this platform. These are my friends. The world is getting to know you because of me. And you up here playing me out, telling her to hurry up when she's saying the 2 love languages that she has. Then they talk about she playing spades. I said, yo, he is playing her up. Child. It was a hot spanking mess. Yeah. And you know, Brandy, let me tell you, I do like Brandy.
I do too.
But let me say this, Brandy, I didn't need to know about your husband, your 4 kids. You knew that when you came to this show. And you knew that there's couple trips. You knew that there was places you got to be and things you got to do. And if you need 2 nannies, you should have had it before you signed your Married to Medicine contract. Your husband coming for 30 minutes was the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. So, you know, to say we got nannies and he got to take care of the kids, Girl, they married. They know about taking care of the kids. Where's the grandparents at?
Well, she said they don't live there locally. She said that they're on their own. Remember last episode? She said it's
So
just
they
them.
moved. So they moved there to be on the show.
Well, Angel did, and we see what.
So her in this long explanation about the kids and the kids about to have their first day of school, and he don't play about me and I don't play about him, and we got to be there for the kids or whatever. He should have just stayed home and made sure the kids got on the bus.
She said, y'all not going to talk about her man not showing up. He's coming, okay? He's here. I'll listen.
That was a waste of money.
But I was here for him being there. I didn't need her explanation and all of that. But shout out to him showing up. We got husbands that don't halfway ever show up to the trips. Don't come to the reunions. Don't. I was here for it.
Showed up to pick her up so they could go back to the airport. He didn't even unpack his bag.
That's a good man, Savannah.
No, please.
He showed up for her. Some of these men don't even show up for these girls, okay? He showed up.
Please. And so who else was at that table? Who do that miss? You know, contestant Scott, I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute. Damon and Heavenly, Royaire,
Look what she say. He actually touched me.
I am so over those two. I can't take it. I'm so over these two. Educated female life said that his flight was delayed. To come for 30 minutes or 24 hours or 8 hours, it was just high level stupidity. And who was the kids with?
Well, they had childcare for one day. That was the one thing.
That was dumb. That was so dumb. That was just so dumb.
Listen, they trying to earn their coins so that they can get a full-time nanny, okay? So they had to come to the show. Listen, I'm never going to stop the people from being parents and doing what they got to do. He showed up for her, and I'm here for that.
Well, I'm not going to stop them from being parents either, but just stay home and FaceTime her.
This she can't get her check. No. They need to get their couples check, okay? But yes, yeah, we'll talk about them later on once he comes as well. So Toya had another game, the red flag, green flag, and so she want to ask them questions, and so if you're here for it, you're gonna throw your green flag up and wave it in the air. And if you're not here for it, you're going to throw your red flag up and wave it in the air, all righty? So just a couple of questions, the silent treatment, Diva, red flag or green flag?
You know what? I'm going to put both flags up at the same time.
Okay.
Because sometimes silence is golden.
Come on, Jackie.
You don't want me to talk. Like sometimes I just need
that's what Heavenly said. You want me to be quiet? Just shut up. I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, and I was here for on that one. Sometimes I just need to be quiet, and you need to leave me alone. So I put both flags up with that.
Okay.
Now, if you want to constantly be passive aggressive and do the silent treatment, then it's a red flag.
Listen, I'm here for it. I love a good silent treatment. Diva, I got the spirit of ignore. It just comes, it just oozes out of my pores.
Child. Listen.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Asking for a hall pass while on vacation as a joke was one of the questions. Complete red flag. Not doing it. Like, go away from me with this Apollo, please, is what it's given. Like, we're not doing it. All of the rest of the couple said no. And the only person who did, give a little a green light to it without throwing up the flag was King. Now, I don't know if you heard him talking about, well, what if it's just a joke, Sir.
He was being nasty. Like I told you, it was that passive aggressive nastiness.
Yes.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yes. Let's see. The next one was using boundaries as an excuse to not grow. And so Contessa said, we need an example, please. Okay. I said, come on, Contessa, you being messy.
That was messy boots, but I'm here for it. That was messy.
Here for it too.
That was messy boots.
So, Toya began to give her example. She was like, oh no, I can't do it. And so, of course, the group said, well, now you got to do it. And so she brings up the situation with Angel and Bernard, at the family reunion. Angel invites Bernard to the family reunion. She finds out that they were dating. And so, she then begins to throw Angel under the bus in regards to, you asked me to, pretty much find you somebody. Meanwhile, you over here with someone. And so Toya says she understands girl code, but she felt that it was childish of Angel not to express, that she was either talking to someone or dealing with someone or whatever the case may have been. Angel said that she has been engaged several times and married, and she don't need no help from Toya finding a man. Okay, so let's just make that clear. She said girl code, was broken. A lot of the other people at the table felt that girl code was broken, and so Toya said, well, listen, I apologize. It is what it is. We good, okay? And so she shut the conversation down there. Heavenly said,
she chin checked her.
She chin checked her. She did. She was
said,
like,
she's all right, whatever.
Next. I said, come on, Toya. And so then Heavenly had to speak up and say, her little piece. She said Toya is full of SHIT. Eugene said, well, who doesn't want to play this game anymore? He threw up his green flag, and everybody else did too. So the game ended there. Jackie then called a meeting for all of the ladies to stay behind because they wanted to talk about the Med Gala. Now, here, okay. This is where Jackie gets me. Jackie just... because the whole time I felt that Jackie knew exactly what she was doing. She was setting up a scene for a bunch of mess. And here's my problem with this Med Gala gala. In our last episode, I want to say it was either our last episode or the episode before that, Diva, we were at Jackie's photo shoot. And Toya admitted to her mistake, how she was wrong, for not giving in the past 2 years exactly what they asked to give. She acknowledged her wrongdoing. She apologized for her wrongdoing. And she said going forward, she will do better. The fact that these ladies still want to hold Toya accountable for something that she has apologized for and has moved forward and is willing to do the work is utterly ridiculous to me. Specifically, Heavenly's behavior. You continue to go after this young lady, calling her broke. She not a businesswoman. She don't know what she doing. We only gave this to her because we knew she wasn't going to make it happen. You're running for public office to represent the underdog, but the very people that you representing, you're tearing down in the same mouth that you're speaking out of. What are you doing? Where is the sisterhood? Where is the girlfriend? Where is the trust? She apologized. She said she was wrong. She was willing to do whatever she can do to help this come to pass. And you and everybody else pretty much still want to hold Toya accountable for something that happened 2 years ago and last year. And she's just asking for your participation. Heavily throwing up in her face, you didn't start this. This was ours. This was already being going on. So if you were already doing that, why you just didn't jump in and give what needed to be given and do what needed to be done? Why did you, as a Black woman, feel you need to set up another Black woman for failure? I have a problem with it from Heavenly and from Jackie, because Jackie's sitting there smirking, sitting on the side, kiki and giggling while they tearing Toya down. It was utterly ridiculous to me. Now, Brandy, Brandy had to speak up too because, she says she's happy to be a part and she would like to be included, but she hasn't gotten any information about the Med Gala. She don't know what's going on, where it's going to be at, how much she need to pitch in, nothing. Toya said, well, listen, she thought this was a part of the core four, basically Simone, Jackie, Heavenly, and her. And she didn't know the other ladies needed to be involved. Now, Toya, now come on, honey. We've been doing the Med Gala for what, 3 years now, Diva? You know, everybody has been involved in the Med Gala. So that was wrong. But I just didn't like the fact of how Heavenly continued to disrespect and attack Toya. And Jackie sat there and let it go down after you were the one to call the meeting to ask Toya to give the rundown of everything that was going on. Well, it got so bad, Eugene then decided to step in because at the beginning of this trip, we took an oath, Diva, and we pledged that we were going to be kind to one another, be respectful, and if we couldn't do it, what was we going to do? Take a time out. We're going to go to our room, we're going to get some paint, and we're going to do a little reset, okay? He said, listen, I don't like how all this is going down. Toya, get your stuff and let's go. We getting up out of here. Toya said, listen, it's not the other ladies, it's Heavenly being disrespectful. So don't be mad at them. You know, just let it be what it's going to be. Eugene said, well, you can stay, but I'm going to the room because I need a timeout. So Eugene, you know, storms off and leaves. You know, he has a little sidebar conversation with King and said he's never been in a professional environment where somebody is saying, shut the F up and all of this other mess. I would never work in an environment like this with business. It was a hot mess. So pretty much with the end of that dinner, a cat jumped on the table. You know, the ladies was all freaking out. And, you know, that pretty much ended the couple's dinner. So nothing was accomplished at the end of the day. So anything on that, Diva?
Nothing was accomplished. Listen, that little thing was everything. Jackie, you know, Jackie messy, but that's Jackie, right? So, you know, she was like, we got to discuss this Met Gala. So let me say this. I have a book club. This is our 10th year together, right? And I will tell, and now it's 10 of us. And I'm going to tell you for real, Royaire, it is very difficult trying to get 10 people together to make a decision. Yeah. It will never happen. Yeah. So you do need a core group that's going to make the decisions, and then everybody else got to fall in line. And that's not being in a disrespectful way. Right. And then if you don't want to come, then you don't come. Right. But we will never get anything done if we wait for 10 people to come in agreement. And some people are always going to buck the system. And what do I mean by that? If they know that the amount we got to give is 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,500, it's even if they don't have it, instead of them saying I just don't have it, they'll throw other kind of bones in the situation versus just saying I don't have the 2,500. Can I do something else? Right? If they throw bones like, well, I didn't even know. Well, y'all ain't tell me nothing about it. You know, there's a Med Gala. And if you want more information, come and ask me what information that part. You know that we do this every year. So the fact that you want to sit there and be like, what you didn't know, whatever, if you really wanted to be involved, just like anything else, there's a lot of other stuff that people don't know, but when they really want to be involved, they calling you. What, y'all going to Beyonce? Did you get front row seats? Can I still get a ticket next to y'all?
Let me know.
Okay, so the people know how to do what they do. So then Contessa sitting there talking about she don't know nothing either. Contessa, stop it and write your check because you done threw a $50,000 birthday party. Just give the $2,500 for the Met Gala because you know that throwing stuff is expensive.
Okay.
Heavenly, to me personally, I think there's probably a better side of Heavenly. But I feel like Heavenly feels she got to throw these shenanigans to get her check from Married to Medicine. But I personally feel it's embarrassing. It's disgusting how she doesn't have the vocabulary to use better words when she's arguing. She's always cursing. She's telling people off. And then later she comes with this stupid apologies that fall on deaf ears. Is just ridiculous. Yeah. The fact that the way she's picking on Toya, and I get it, Toya was not the best person all the other years that they threw the Met Gala. She bucked the system. And now that she is doing it and she sees what's involved and she sees what it's like when people are bucking the system, now she's feeling the type of way. But at some point, Royaire, we all got to just forgive and let go of the past and start a new place. And so let's start this new slate. The Med Gala has to happen in 2.2 seconds. I need everybody to write a $3,000 check. I need everybody to sell 50 tickets, and let's keep it pushing and get this agenda going. And what charity are we giving to this year?
Right.
I agree. We got fighting over who gonna get the check at the end, because now y'all don't got Phaedra. Phaedra said she ain't gonna let these hoes play her out.
Phaedra and her private jet. Okay.
Okay. I said I'm gonna write the check for $25,000, and I'm gonna write the check.
Period. And I think the other thing that blows me about it as well, Diva, is Toya apologized. It ain't like she's still trying to do this and she didn't apologize for her previous behavior. So, Heavenly, if you can run around apologizing all the time and want somebody to accept your apology and feel differently about you, what's the difference? But Heavenly, I love you, girl.
I'm over her.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully she wins this election so she can get off TV and we can figure out something else, because this is
yeah, we need to go out there and tell the people to vote for her.
I do know that she made it in the primaries, so she will be Listen, your girl Candy is endorsing Heavenly, okay? I said, all right, Candy Burris, we see you. So, on to day 3, Diva. And like I think we talked about this before. This is probably, I feel like it's been like the shortest couples trip we've ever had, in my opinion. I don't remember a couples trip being this short with Married to Medicine specifically, but we're in day 3.
Well, yeah, it's short because Brandy couldn't even really come.
You're gonna leave Brandy alone.
Angel played Bernard out. He didn't know what he was walking into. He didn't know he was coming for a couple situation.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Look, Curtis coming from England or wherever the hell he coming from.
Child. And King playing quad out. Production was like, y'all got 3 days because this is foolery.
And Cecil and Simone, they hosting nor getting along.
Okay.
This is the worst couples trip ever. This is horrible. Horrible. Yeah. So day 3, we roll into Scott and Contessa are in the bed, chit-chatting with one another. We have, these are our check-in scenes again. We have a scene with Cecil and Simone. Cecil sharing how he loves the resort. You know, Simone talked about how the cat coming out was just a crazy situation last night. Mimi and Stevie, they are FaceTiming their daughter, Savannah. You know, she's starting school tomorrow. And they want her to know she's smart. She is kind. She is impotent. And she black.
I was like, what in the world is going on right now? And did they do the same thing for little Stevie?
Well, we didn't see, so I don't know. Look, is Stevie and Savannah even staying together? Because, you know, they like to split the kids up.
They do. They do. Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so we have a scene with Jackie and Curtis on the beach. They're talking about last night and the passionate conversation with Eugene, you know, and Toya and all the ladies with the Med Gala and all of that stuff. So that was a little scene for them as well. We have Shamar, who shows up on the last day of the trip. Okay, this is Brandy's husband. He comes in, you know, he's ready to hang out. He's ready to have a good time. Brandy said the other ladies have, you know, pretty much forgotten what it's like to have children because pretty much all their kids are grown. So, you know, they don't understand having to leave and, you know, go be there. And Brandy said, listen, she's a mom first. So she always going to be there for her kids' first day of school. But she is proud that her husband showed up in the 9th hour with seconds on the clock. He showed up, okay, and he's here. She said she's had a wonderful experience. Shamar would have loved the club experience. That's totally up his alley and his vibe, according to Brandy. So, he's here and he's ready to have a good time for whatever is left of it. Toya brings up, let's see, who is this? It was a great night until her and Angel kind of got into it. Angel is upset, in regards to how all of this stuff is going down with Bernard and Toya and that whole situation. Eugene feels that Heavenly needs to be in timeout. She needs to take some time away from, her behavior. It's just out of control, out of pocket, out of line. And he does not like the fact that she continues to disrespect his wife. And, I can get that, Diva, because Damon don't want nobody talking to Heavenly crazy. He don't want nobody cutting her off and doing all this extra stuff. So why would you allow your wife to do it to somebody else? Why would you talk to Toya and be over talking Toya on the bus when you would not dare let somebody to do that to Heavenly? And as Eugene said in his confessional, he knows for a fact that the principles that the Kimes family stands on, Heavenly is out here doing the complete opposite to other families. And somebody needs to call them out on their BS. And when you see somebody for who they are, believe them. Okay? And he said he see it, he clock it, and he gonna check it.
He said he gonna check it. Yeah. You know what? Eugene better stand on business.
Stand on business, okay? He said he been working 17,000 hours. He ready to unload this off on somebody, okay? He's ready.
Not on his watch.
Not on his watch. We have a little scene with Heavenly, talking about she don't understand why Eugene is so upset and why he involved in the women's business. Toya can handle herself and he don't need to get involved. Damon said he understands where Eugene is coming from, but he's not going to say anything. He's not going to get involved in the women's business. He knows that Toya is strong enough to handle herself, and so he just needs, if we're going to do the thing, let's do it. If not, let's move on, okay? So those were those little small opening scenes, Diva. Anything on those check-in scenes from the couples?
Yeah, Scott and Contessa, cute. Cecil and Simone, cute. Mimi and Stevie. I said, not they giving the daughter the speech. Where the little son? He ain't going to school. You ain't gonna tell him he's smart. Remember, he's smart and he's worthy.
And he black.
Those two are so ridiculous. Okay. Jackie and Curtis, praise the Lord that Curtis made it. Because Curtis would rather be golfing with his friends and get involved in one of his love languages, but we'll move on.
Come on, get involved with one of his love languages.
Brandy, husband of Raj Shamar, they a cute couple. But I don't care what you say, Royaire. This was straight foolery. He missed his flight. When his flight got delayed, he should have stayed. I said, no, he didn't come for 30 minutes. This is dumb. But she wanted to clock in and be in the scenes and get her check. I think she should have did it solo because that was just straight stupid to me. And her, if she tell us one more time she got 4 kids, we get it, Brandy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't know too many people that don't play about their kids, except the straight up crazy ones. But let's be clear. All of these people are married to medicine. You're talking about people that care about their kids. Because Simone just told you, you see, the grown one just got a Tesla. Okay? So don't nobody play about their kids. I don't play about because I got to be there for their first day of school. You and your husband should have stayed home. Okay, Brandy. All right. Toya and Eugene, she cracked me up when she said, what shoes should I wear? He said the white.
Oh my God.
And she ended up wearing the shoes she wanted to wear anyway.
Anyways.
Okay. So you know, let me say this about Angel. I'm standing by this 10 toes down, and it's not just because I like Toya, but I am totally on Toya's side with this stupid Angel argument. You're not going to ask me to hook you up with one of my husband's friends, and you in a situation. You in a Jada Pickett. What did she call that situation? An entanglement. Hey. You in a Jada Pickett entanglement, and you want me to introduce you to one of my husband's friends? You need to go sit down, Angel. And then Angel gonna say, let's be clear. I was married. I was engaged several times. I don't need help. Angel, you do. You're divorced and you're not engaged.
Guidance is needed.
You need help, boo. You need help. No. Listen, Diva is wrong. Toya wasn't wrong. I'm not hooking you up with none of my man's friends and you in an entanglement. And that's a point blank in a period. I'm not doing it. Because what happened is, Angel could date, but she ain't gonna date none of my man friends. I'm introducing you to my husband friend, and then later on he gotta call my husband and say, did you know she had 2 other boyfriends? And then my husband gonna ask me, and I'm gonna have to call her. No, you in an entanglement. If you good, then you good. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from Angel. You know, Damon in his self-righteous, hot air, nose up in the air self. He keep talking about how I'm a good man. Who are you trying to convince? And I'm not gonna fault Eugene for standing up for his wife or whatever, but I ain't even gonna get into it with him. No, you gonna get into it with him because Eugene
we got smoke for you, baby. Okay. He got all the smoke, okay?
He got all the smoke for you. He ready. He on ready. They will not play Eugene out at this reunion saying how he was a wuss. Because he came to that dinner table. He said, Toya, let's go.
Let's go. Now.
Because I'm sick of this. And he spoke to King off to the side, let King know this is ridiculous. And he said he's going to have a chat with Dr. Damon because he said he don't like the way he moving. This ain't the Damon. He said, this ain't the Damon I know.
I said, not you breaking your own rules and codes. I know his family and some of the things that he would do. He would not dare. So you better know his family, Eugene. You better know his standards and what they will stand for.
He's not playing.
He said he know.
And the conversation is going to happen tonight.
Okay. I'm letting her check that. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say about Toya and Angel because and we kind of had a agree to disagree earlier this season about because at first I said that Toya I was on Angel's side for a moment. But now that I have had time to reflect, I'm a man of a particular age. Wendy would say she's a woman. I'm a man of a particular age, and I have a right to change my mind, okay?
Right.
And so what I will say is that I don't like the way that Toya addressed the situation in the moment.
Right.
I will say that. But I understand where she was coming from and what you were saying earlier this season, Diva. I'm putting my friend at jeopardy to come in and check you out to see what's up.
Yeah.
And it is a reflection on you because, as people say, you are the company that you keep.
Ooh, you better talk.
So I see where you were coming from, Diva, earlier this season. And I see where Toya was coming from. So I will agree with you on that. The way she went about it, and even Toya and Eugene, agreed that it was messy. It was a little mean girlish a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the original purpose behind it, I agree with what she was saying and where she was coming from. I do.
I got you. And you know what, Royaire? I can get with you on that. I can get with you on that. She probably had to say it in front of Bernard. She had to do that.
That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. I was like, but damn, Toya, like, dang.
Because I think to this day, Bernard feels some type of way about that. He do. Okay. Mm-hmm. So she didn't have to say it in front of Bernard. I'm with you. I'm 10 toes down with you on that. But it had to be said. Now she gave the right message at the wrong time. And then she told that girl at the dinner table, you a newbie, enough.
We're good. Next. Come through Toya. Yes.
Oh God.
So we're in our last couple of scenes of the night. Let's see. We have Angel. She Bernard gives her a call. He said, I'm here, I'm downstairs. So she goes down there. Her and Bernard, they have this awkward energy. I don't know what's going on between the two of them. At first he made it seem like he knew he was coming on a couple's trip, and then all of a sudden he didn't know he was coming on a couple's trip, and this is a lot to put on. And then it was like she invited him to come, but she didn't want him to come, but she's glad he came. Like I'm so confused. I just didn't understand. But she goes down there, they go upstairs and get changed, and so then they get ready to go on there, with the rest of the couple. So that was that. The ladies will be going river rafting and for massages, and then the men are gonna go to get massages on the beach as well. So all of the men load up in 2 trucks. They have 2 separate trucks. Bernard goes and knocks on one of the trucks and say, "Hey, you got space for me?" And they looking like, who the hell is it? Oh, Bernard.
Who is that,
Harpo? Yes. Wow. So, Bernard jumps on the bus. And so, he said, well, anybody know where we're going? Eugene lays out the plan for the gentleman. But then, Eugene wants to have a little moment, okay? Because he said he want to talk to Damon, okay? It don't have to be right now. It ain't got to be in 5 minutes. But we need to talk today. And so Damon's like, oh man, he's always after me. Well, he always coming for me.
Oh God.
He said he just want to have a conversation. Nothing, no drama, no mess. He just want to talk, okay? That's all. Okay. The ladies arrive at the river rafting, event. They get off the bus, and so they go to the bar and they have a drink. They cheers to Brandy and her one day of her husband coming. Toya, said, listen, at least y'all got one quickie in before y'all got to go back home. And then so the ladies head on down to the rafting, water area. And so, Contessa shares in the confessionals that Toya is great at planning trips. It's always live and luxurious. It's always a beautiful time. But she don't think that Toya really read the excursion information for this one, because this is not on the level that Toya normally does, okay? Jackie, she was a little hesitant to get on. Qua says she bad and bougie, okay? get y'all butts on here and let's have a good time. So the ladies get on and, you know, they get on the little rafting thing. And so they seem to be having a good time. The men going out to the beach. Okay. Eugene didn't like the way that the ladies talked to his wife the night before. And so Stevie wanted to make a little lightheart, you know, joke, I guess, about, you know, how Eugene walked off. Now, me personally, Diva, I didn't find it funny because that's not how Eugene walked off. And I felt that Eugene was genuinely trying to do something that we always talk about in this group, respecting one another, being kind to one another. He seen that it was about to be a situation, and so he was trying to de-escalate the problem before it became an issue, okay? Now, you know, Eugene then goes in to say, you know, he didn't like the things that were being said to his wife. He asked, you know, if anybody else had anything to say in regards to, you know, what was going on. Is there anything else from the peanut gallery? And so, you know, Cecil was a little shaken. He was like, oh, Eugene shaking the table. He want to know what else. He ain't letting this go. He got to say what he gonna say. And so Damon feels that the wives are strong and they can handle themselves. Eugene said he didn't like the way that Heavenly was talking to his wife. It was unacceptable. And Eugene, and Damon wouldn't like nobody talking to Heavenly like that. Let's be real about it. And so he said, I'm gonna say one more thing. It was said last night that y'all put my wife in charge so that she can fail. He said, I ain't gonna say no names, but it was said last night. Here goes Cecil. Who said that? I said, come on, Portia. Who said that?
I was here for every minute of it. Okay.
Damon said, listen, we're not going to do this finger pointing thing and I'm wasting all of our times. Either we're going to do this event or we're not going to do it. You know, and that pretty much ended off the episode 12, season 12 of Married to Medicine, 5 Love Languages. You know, Diva, the fact that Damon took no accountability for the behavior of his wife, knowing that her behavior was out of pocket, out of line, disrespectful, and was disruptive to the environment that we were trying to host. Me, as the host of the trip, I have every right to come and check you about your wife's behavior so that you can get your wife under control because it is disrupting the environment of the trip. And we took a pledge when we first got here saying that we will be respectful, kind, and honor one another. Your wife has been one of the main peoples who was breaking the pledge that we abided by, that we said we were all going to abide by. What's up with that? Now, all of a sudden, you think the wives are strong and they can handle themselves. But when somebody else is talking to Heavenly like this, you don't like it. It's just this, as you have always said, Diva, this godlike complex that everybody else is the issue except for you and your wife.
Hello.
You say that you're tired of the drama and you're tired of the issues, but your wife is the one carrying the drama and the issues in the group. I didn't understand that. But shout out to Eugene for standing on business. He said what he said. He chin checked you, Damon. And we want to know how you're going to handle it. Anything, Diva?
Well, I'll say this real quick. Honey, the girls going on an excursion, and as soon as they get off the van, they got to do a toast because Brandy got to get back on the van to go catch a flight was high-level stupidity. Why did she even ride to the excursion? She should have just been in the hotel room packing to go back. Like, stop. It was ridiculous. And then they did the same thing with the guys in Shamar. He literally rode in the van to the private beach just so they could toast him to go back on the van so that they all could go, those two could go back to the airport. I said, am I really watching this? This is just stupid. But anywho, okay. So now we're going to move on to the guys. Honey, give it up for Eugene for standing on business. Okay? He's still on business. He said, somebody
said that.
Ooh, child. And here go Damon, because you know he's Mr. Self-Righteous. I don't think we need to say any names, and we just need to move forward. Either we gonna do the Met Gala or not. No, Damon, who said my wife was going to fail? And that's why y'all put in charge. Who said it?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like that. Eugene said, I don't like none of that. Like what's going on with that. And Damon tried to cut him off. He said, no, I ain't finished. He said, I got one more thing to say. So just said, you know what, Eugene? Maybe you needed to go do these jobs away, because, honey, you came back brand new.
Listen, ready to fight all the battles.
Business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I did think what Stevie did, because he tried to break up the monotony of it all. He was trying to make a little light of it. When he walked and said, this is how he walked back to the I did think it was a little funny. I did think it was a little funny. But at the end of the day, give it up to Eugene. He straight up stood on business. And I'm sick of Dr. Damon and his self-righteous, I'm a good person, this don't matter nonsense. It's the foolery for me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the foolery. It's the double standards. You can't say that you represent peace and you love God and all of this, but you're constantly bringing chaos and confusion in the group via your wife.
That part.
It don't add up. It doesn't make sense.
The math ain't mathing.
At all. At all. So that has been our recap, everybody. Listen, at the end of every recap, we like to get your thoughts and opinions on the episode on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Rate episode 12 of season 12 of Married to Medicine, 1 being the best and 10 being the worst. Diva, I'm going to have to give this episode, it was a strong 9 for me. I was tapped in every moment. I was tuned in. I love, that people are holding people accountable. Simone, she stood on business when it came to Mimi and what she said. Mimi, you say it, know that it's coming back to you, boo. Okay? I love the fact that Eugene is really standing for Toya. I love that. And I love the fact also that Toya is trying to also show Eugene that she's got this. It's beautiful to know that they are having each other's back in this situation. The dinner, I love the dinner. It was great. I thought the games were a good time. They weren't too messy, but they weren't too boring either. It was just a really good episode to me. I truly enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm rolling with the 9. I'm even ready to roll with a 9.5 just for Eugene standing on business.
Listen.
And the only reason why I can't give it a whole 10 is because Brandy and Shamar with the foolery.
Brandy and Shamar and Angel and Bernard, like
it's a couples trip. And if y'all can't make it because you got the 4 kids and no nanny and all this other stuff, then stay home and FaceTime the people. Oh, I'm so happy to see you, babe. You such a good husband. You stay home to take care of the kids. Girl. I am sick. I'm over Heavenly and Damon. And him sitting there, I'm a good guy. If people think I'm a good guy, it's because I am. Who thinks you a good guy, Damon, besides Heavenly?
Hollering.
No, and you know what, Monique? I only got one child, and I tell the truth, I ain't never lie. I had a whole lot of help, even to this day with my kid in college. But all I'm saying is you got to make smart decisions. There was times where I had to straight up tell my friends, I can't go. Yeah, Damon Daddy. I'm over Damon Daddy, and I'm over Dr. Heavenly. And I swear to goodness, I wish Dr. Heavenly would show her other side. I feel like Dr. Heavenly was picked to be the one with the buffoonery, and she is doing it, and it's disgusting behavior.
Yes.
Disgusting behavior.
Girl, how about my ring light just went out? So we need to get out of here because I'm looking horrible.
Not the ring light gave up. You try that light on the computer. Does it really work? Yours didn't do that?
I ain't even on the latest update. So I need to upgrade my computer. I am not even on the latest upgrade. But listen.
Oh, wait, Ocean said Damon is a good guy. Damon is trash. And I need to know who baby formula was in the house. Until I find out who baby formula was in that house, I ain't got nothing for Damon.
Nothing. Keep it.
And when you could tell he's feeling guilt, because remember last season when he sat up on that reunion couch and he was mad that Dr. G wouldn't call him a good guy.
Yes.
That was so
anybody
stupid.
That's a good guy ain't walking around talking about I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy. Like, we don't talk about it, be about it.
That part.
Well, listen, Katrina is giving this episode a 6. Monique is giving it an 8.
Katrina, you need to stop. I love you, Katrina. I love you, Katrina. You need to stop. You need to do your rating over.
I'm hollering.
Don't do that.
Hollering.
It's a whole couples trip where they had a dinner and they played some games.
She gave it an 8. She changed it to an 8. Okay. She said because Timon chin checked Mimi, and that was a good moment. That was a moment. That was a moment. Yes, she did.
She looked down that table. She said, "No, I didn't say it wrong."
That's what you said. I repeated what you said, and we're not gonna sit here and act like that.
And Mimi was like, She did.
That's what you say. Mimi's playing wordsmith today. Oh my God. Okay, Cameron gave it a 7. Let's see. The Token gave it a 9. Educated Female gave it a 9 as well. 50 gave it a 9. Okay, yes. Okay, Stay at Home Mom gave it an 8. Lakeisha, a 10 for this recap. I stopped watching the actual show years ago. Well, we thank you for participating with us. Thank you. And then Ocean is giving it a 7. She hasn't seen it yet. Okay. All righty. Well, listen, we appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us tonight. We will be back on next Monday. So we're going to move our recap now for Married to Medicine to Monday, being that the Real Housewives of Potomac is gone off now. So if you missed any of those episodes, you can always go back and check out our recaps on either channel, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva in Royaire's World. Make sure you hit the like button if you do so. And then, like I said, we'll be back on Monday for Married to Medicine to finish off this season as we prepare to take a little hiatus until Atlanta comes back, because Atlanta will be back here soon. So make sure you join Diva tonight for Trending Topics about 8:30. She will be doing Trending Topics. That's tonight and every night, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit the like button on both of our channels, Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaiere's World. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe as well, and your notification bells on all. That way you see each and every time we post a video with you in mind. I think that is it for the night.
Yeah, we did good. I enjoyed it. Holla, come on, Eugene. T&E.
Shout out to Toya and Eugene. No, for real. Like they have really grown so much on this show, Diva, and I love the way that their relationship has grown, and not even just relationship wise, financial wise, mentally, emotionally. You know, meeting Toya and Eugene, they had these young boys, you know, trying to figure out their life, you know, with all of this money. You know, they have talked about they were the first generation to have it, and to see them still thriving and making it happen, it's a beautiful thing. So shout out to T&E. We love them.
Yeah.
And then last week, this is the last thing, and then we'll go. Last week was Simone's birthday, actually, on the day that we recapped last Tuesday. So happy belated birthday to Simone. We like Simone over here too. So. Well, listen, everybody, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, make sure you hit it on the way out. Join Diva tonight for trending topics, and we will see y'all next week for our recap of Married to Medicine. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Night, y'all.
Royaire's world.